So one reason why this expression of Shaolin spirit in the first place somehow was spread into the world was simply like this. Spirit, why is it called spirit? Because it doesn't have a form. It doesn't have a form. So meaning also, how can I demonstrate to you a Shaolin spirit? What does a Shaolin spirit exactly, what is it exactly? I can't tell you. Meaning it is something formless. You might now say, or what I would like to emphasize is, it is more like a quality. It is like something that is guiding you, no matter what you are doing. It's not about the what, it's about the how. As long as the how is being maintained, no matter what you do, it always follows the same type of spirit. So, and what is one essential point of this Shaolin spirit, for example? It is, there is more to this life than what meets the eye. That is where it already starts with. So meaning, if you are living this life right now and only believe in what you see, I would say, okay, that might not be exactly what I would have wished for you to understand about the Shaolin spirit. So number one is the openness of mind. There is more to this existence than what we see in the world. So then, of course, because Shaolin is so close connected to the martial art field, another quality therefore is also, this life is not here to give you pleasantness at all times. You're not being born into this world and just like walk through this lifetime like it would be Disneyland. This is not happening. What you are facing, what every human being at some level is facing is difficulties. So, difficulties in the field of Shaolin martial arts, nothing new. No difficulties, no growth. So what is like the how again about this approach? It is to really embedding and trying to integrate it into your life. There will come hard times. I won't give up. But because I keep this consistency and I keep this trust, something about me starts to elevate. Something about me starts to grow. I'm starting to transform. But by accepting that pain and suffering to some extent is part of this existence. Yeah, that already removes the idea of what nowadays, let's say, is, I just felt like is propagated, that it's a one direction street where it's about better, higher, more beautiful, good, health, growth. Yeah, that is one part of the truth. What about the second one? And there I simply feel like it is, you're creating your fantasy in your mind, how this life is supposed to be. Then you're being faced with the reality of how life on earth right now really is. And then you're wondering why you're having such a difficult time. It's because you focused all the time on 50% of the truth. You had a preference. You had a preference for the gentle, nice, and pleasant things. So, and one area of Shaolin spirit, like I said, is again, we need both. It's not just that we need both, we are going to face both. That's where you also, no, it's not just the Shaolin spirit. The Taoists, way before that, they have the yin and yang symbol, right? And even other religions, other cultures, they have the devil and the angel, or the demon and the Buddha. Two sides of the same coin. So how do you translate this? Two sides of the same coin. Yes, this is you. It's the same of what's happening nowadays also in the world, where to the public you show the glorious and shiny side of you. Yeah, what about the other side? And it is existing.
From the outside in, people might see from the more commercial perspective of the Shaolin warriors or exuding extreme self-mastery over their physical body, which is one side of things. But you've alluded to throughout, and you do through your book and your talks about it not being just what we do, but the consciousness in which what we do and who we are being while we do what we do in the world. And I think this kind of gets to the heart of Buddha and the cultivation of the virtues. Because when you see that everything is infused with the consciousness in which we do it, then we do turn that gaze inward and examine the motivations and the intentions behind our actions. We live in a world that is very much so externally outward perceiving from social media and society lens. We're very programmed to think of the appearance of a thing and not as much the essence of a thing. And so as we examine those two sides of the same coin within us, and we desire to imbibe more of those virtues which are going to benefit self and others more consistently, I would just love for you to set the stage of what those virtues are. Give us like a roadmap of what are those qualities that we can continue to develop.
Okay. Prior to that, I think there's something also like worth mentioning. So my journey, I would say like this, started with the physical training of the Shaolin practices. At some point in my teenage years, why I stayed with this type of practice was very clearly that even for me, it was so interesting actually to understand, okay, there is that development of skill in the physical area, but is happening traditionally from a temple. All of this being developed in a temple, therefore Shaolin temple. So it was not just about right now becoming skillful with the body. My question was, what does it have to do with that temple area, with that temple name inside of there? So, and after some research, you will just know that it is a Shaolin temple, meaning there is the Buddhist teaching, or more precisely what nowadays is known as Zen. It's the foundation of everything that this temple is bringing out into the world. This is how it's supposed to be. Now, when I realized this, which was in my 20s, and I went on Google and put in Shaolin, what I witnessed for myself was, okay, it's physical abilities, it's performance, it's demonstration, it's show, it's fighting. Where's the Zen part? Where's the Zen part? And I, for myself, that time didn't find it. I also didn't find teachers at that time that could, in an understanding way for me, tell me what is the Zen aspect of it. So therefore, I started to somehow shape my own path, figuring out what does all this physicality has to do with Zen, with the core, what it is supposed to be. So, and meanwhile, after spending 36 years along this way and walking through everything that I walked through, also meaning like, yeah, it's not that I only have friends in this world. Let's put it like this, yeah? But I just cannot, I don't like so much to support anymore this idea of showing Shaolin only in the way of physicality. Because I'm feeling that by doing so, so much of real value is being taken away from what people associate nowadays with Shaolin. Because it's never going to happen that 8 billion people in this world are going to practice Shaolin martial arts. Because maybe based on the way of how they live their life, based on what type of obligations they have. But there is one thing that 8 billion people have in common. And it is this one thing that the Zen aspect is dealing with. This is why I feel like this is way more important, meanwhile, regarding everything that is going on, than sharing with somebody how to inhale, how to exhale, how to make a punch, how to make a kick, how to move a form. And my master simply just tells me, what would you do if tomorrow you cannot move anymore? What did all the training of the martial art help you if from tomorrow on you're not able to move anymore? Body you cannot use. So where's the helping benefit? Well, there can only be one if you have practiced or understood something. That it all comes from mind.